Most people think their life is hard because they're unlucky, unmotivated, or not built for success. That's a lie they repeat because it's comfortable. The truth is way simpler and way more uncomfortable. You don't have a life problem. You have a morning problem. The way you start your day is quietly deciding how weak or strong you feel for the next 16 hours. And no, this isn't some wake up early and hustle speech. This is about control. Because if you can't control the first hour of your day, you don't control anything else. Look at your life right now. The stress, the lack of focus, the constant feeling that you're behind. None of that appears randomly. It's built slowly, one bad morning at a time. You wake up rushed. You scroll. You react. You let the day hit you instead of you hitting the day. And by the time you realize you've lost control, it's already evening. Then you promise yourself tomorrow will be different. And tomorrow repeats the same pattern. That cycle doesn't break with motivation. It breaks with discipline, specifically morning discipline. Listen, you are not lazy. You are not broken. And you are definitely not behind in life like you keep telling yourself. What you actually are is undisciplined in the morning. And that one thing is silently destroying your focus, your confidence, and your future. Every single day starts the same way for most people. You wake up already tired. Your head feels noisy. Your mind is scattered before you've even stood up. And you keep asking yourself the same questions. Why do I feel drained before the day even starts? Why can't I focus like other people? Why does success feel so far away even though I'm trying? And the truth is uncomfortable, but simple. Your life isn't hard. Your mornings are weak. Every morning you wake up, you are choosing who you become that day. Either you take control early, or you spend the rest of the day reacting, chasing motivation, and feeling behind. There is no third option. The first mistake most people make is waking up at random times and calling it normal. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. You don't need some extreme routine. But if you wake up at a different time every day, your brain never stabilizes. Your energy stays inconsistent. Your discipline never builds. When you wake up at the same time every day, something shifts. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop letting comfort decide your actions. You're not training the alarm clock, you're training your mind. And once your mind learns that wake-up time is non-negotiable, it starts listening to you in other areas too. Control starts small, and mornings are where it's built. Then comes the habit that destroys most people before the day even begins. Touching the phone the moment you wake up. The second your eyes open, you grab it. Notifications, messages, reels, other people's lives. And just like that, your attention is gone. Your brain hasn't even fully woken up, but it's already reacting instead of leading. That's why the rest of the day feels heavy. That's why you feel unfocused, low energy, and mentally weak. You didn't lose motivation. You gave it away in the first 5 minutes. If you want control, the phone stays away for the first hour. Make your bed, drink water, get light in your eyes. Let your brain wake up without noise. Win the first hour, and the rest of the day becomes easier without forcing it. Another reason you feel dead inside in the morning is because you don't move. You wake up and sit still. You scroll. You slump. You shut your system down before it even turns on. And then you wonder why you feel tired, foggy, and unmotivated. Movement isn't about fitness, it's about activation. The moment you move your body, your brain wakes up. Oxygen increases, energy turns on. It doesn't matter if it's push-ups, stretching, or a short walk. Stillness kills momentum. Motion creates it. Control your body and your mind follows. That's why disciplined people move first and think later. Then there's food. Most people start their day with sugar and wonder why they crash by mid-morning. Sweet coffee, cereal, snacks. Sugar gives you a quick spike and then drops you harder than before. Protein does the opposite. It stabilizes your energy, keeps you full, sharpens your focus. Eggs, yogurt, a protein shake, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you fuel your body like it matters. Because when you eat like you don't matter, you start living like you don't matter. And finally, the habit that keeps people average forever, avoiding the hardest task. Most people spend their mornings doing easy things to feel productive. Emails, messages, small tasks. But your willpower is strongest in the morning and every decision drains it. If you don't attack the hardest, most important task first, your brain will avoid it all day. Do the thing you're scared of, the thing you're putting off, the thing that actually moves your life forward. Do it before your mind has time to negotiate. That's how confidence is built, not by hype, but by execution. Here's what most people never realize. Once you fix your mornings, you don't need to force discipline anymore. It starts showing up on its own. You feel calmer, you think clearer, you react less. And slowly, without dramatic changes, your self-respect comes back. You stop needing motivation because you trust yourself again. And that changes how you move, how you speak, and how you see your future. The life you want isn't hidden somewhere in the future. It's built quietly, in boring moments, when no one is watching. It's built when you wake up and choose control over comfort. Do that consistently, and one day you'll look back and realize your life didn't magically improve. You just stopped sabotaging it every morning. And that's the part that quietly changes everything. When you stop sabotaging your mornings, you stop sabotaging yourself. You don't suddenly become a different person overnight, but you start feeling grounded in a way that's hard to explain. Your days don't feel as chaotic. Problems don't hit as hard. You don't feel like you're constantly behind something you can't catch. That constant background stress fades, not because life got easier, but because you stopped giving it control before the day even started. What people don't understand is that discipline isn't about being strict or intense. It's about removing friction. When your mornings are clean, your decisions get lighter. You don't spend all day arguing with yourself about what you should be doing. You already decided early. That's why disciplined people look calm, not stressed. They're not fighting their own habits every hour. They're just following through on what they already set in motion. And once you experience that, even for a short time, it's hard to go back. You start noticing how fragile most people's routines are, how easily they get thrown off, how much of their energy is wasted just reacting. You don't need to judge them. You just see it clearly. And you realize the gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't talent or luck. It's consistency in the boring parts. So if you're waiting for the right time to change, stop. That time doesn't exist. The only real leverage you have is tomorrow morning. Not next month. Not after motivation hits. Tomorrow. Wake up with intent. Protect the first hour. Move your body. Fuel it properly. Do the hard thing first. Repeat that long enough and you won't recognize the version of yourself that used to feel lost every morning. Not because you became extraordinary, but because you finally stopped starting your days from a position of weakness. If you like this video, hit the like button. It helps others find this content, and that helps me too. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.